I'm thinking of that Malcolm in the Middle episode where Hal's doing the painting the entire episode, and then he like strips down to his underwear and like runs into it to like finish it off.
Dude, Malcolm in the Middle. Oh, that would such a good show.
They have a reboot coming. Is it?
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
Isn't Malcolm like 40 something?
yeah.
That's weird.
You haven't seen the trailer?
No.
Oh man, it'll knock you out. It looks so good.
Oh, I hope it is. It doesn't sound like it'll be good, but I'm just like trying to think of Dewey as an adult too.
So everyone, all of the original actors are back except for Dewey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently, like I'm a big Malcolm in the Middle fan, so I looked into it. I guess the original actor, like his parents pushed him into acting. He didn't want to act. And so after Malcolm in the Middle, he did a few more things, but then he totally bounced. And then they like begged him to come back for this reboot. And I guess he's like a Stanford University, or he's working on his PhD at Stanford University. And he's like, nah, I'm super focused on this right now. And they were also really respectful. They casted someone else who probably looks more like Dewey than Dewey. So. But everyone else is back.
That's funny.
Should we keep talking about Malcolm in the Middle or start this episode?
We could, but yeah, let's get to the episode.
All right, this episode 19 of the Weekly Weedle, we are going to feature 3 cards each that we think you don't know about, or at least we got some fun facts about that card that we think you don't know. So we tried to find some things that are cool and sort of like niche and maybe secret. And yeah, we're gonna bang those out before we get to the news. Do you want to get started, or should I start?
Yeah, I was gonna follow your lead because yeah, just to go off how you do.
Sure.
I'm
okay.
the sidekick here. I don't know if you've noticed.
Okay. All right, little boy. my first choice. And I am going to be showing these on screen, but you don't have to. You don't have to be watching. First choice is a Meowth card I actually picked up this weekend. So I thought it was a good choice because it's super. This one's super niche. So this Meowth is from Noble Victories in black and white. I think it's like the 3rd black and white set. It's the only secret rare from that set. It's not a shiny Meowth. They hadn't really figured that out yet for some reason. But what makes it really cool is, first of all, in the illustration window, the holo is on Meowth itself. So this is kind of like the shining Pokemon.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's a vertical sheen holo, not a mirror. So it looks neat. And then it's going to be hard to see on my camera here, but it's textured behind Meowth. We actually have texture on this card. And then in the lower half of the card is, okay, so is this a coin on Meowth's forehead?
I thought it was.
Right. So do they have like oval shaped coins in the Pokemon world?
I have no idea. I just know I thought Meowth's like payday attack were like the same coins as the one on his head. It looked similar at least.
Right, but like how would that work? That's so weird.
Weird design choice, I guess, for money, for a currency.
Yeah. Okay, well, on the bottom half of the card is like that coin, and it's textured.
Oh yeah, I can see the texture on the coin for sure.
Yeah, maybe here you can see the texture on the background, like the trees there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then the card is super glossy too. And then the description of the card reads, "This is an extremely rare Meowth card. Maybe good fortune will come to you if you hold this card."
Oh, you got to be feeling lucky right now.
Yeah, so it's a really cool card. I really wanted it, and so I went to Collectopia last weekend. Absolutely insane amount of vendors, and I actually wanted to find this, and I couldn't find it. We stopped at a tiny little card shop on the way home, and I found it.
Oh wow, that's so cool. So you just got this?
Oh yeah, I just got this a couple days ago. So the reason I wanted this is because if I'm not mistaken, it's the second English card to have texture. The set before this had a secret rare Pikachu that had similar texture on it. And that Pikachu was actually there, but they wanted like a lot of money for it. So I didn't feel like getting both, and for some reason I felt like I was in a Meowth mood, so I got the Meowth.
The set that this came from, were there other Pokemon that had a coin or something similar that was like resembling of the Pokemon on that, whatever
No,
the attacks are behind it? Nothing. Okay, so this was
no,
the only card like that.
yeah, totally normal set,
Mm.
and then there was this one secret rare with like texture and a coin and stuff. So it was like super. This card's really easy to miss, so that's why I chose it.
That's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a definitely unique, and like you said, it's like the second card in English to have texture.
I believe so. I haven't like done a deep dive into that, but I believe it is.
We're so used to texture now on cards that like imagine being back in Pokemon then and pulling a card with texture. Like it would just be like a crazy thing. You're like, dude.
I know, right? You're up.
Okay. So I've talked about these in the past. I've had these cards forever in my collection, and I think there's something they're just really cool for their historic significance. But it is the Pokepark cards. Um,
Uh,
I think that we have the Pokepark Kanto that just opened up here in Japan this month or last, and a lot of people unknowingly think it's the first Pokemon theme park, but that actually is not. They had a Pokemon park for about a year here in Japan in 2005, and I think it had a couple months in Taiwan as well. But these are cards from the park that when you would go on the ride, there was rides that were associated with these cards. So like there was a Suicune ride, there was a Lugia ride, and before you'd get on that ride, they give you the card that was like resembling of that ride, and it would be in like a little cellophane clear pack. And a lot of the cards, because of back then people weren't like saving their cards or grading them, they just get like thrown in people's pockets. So they're very difficult to find in high grade. I have the only 10 I have right here is the Suicune, and I think it's pop 70 or something in a 10. Just because they're very difficult. Like I said, to that conditional rarity, like we talked about last week, is there for these. Um, but yeah, I think there's something unique. For a long time, people didn't really want them. I would say they're not like the craziest arts, especially this Rayquaza. This Rayquaza is like the derpiest thing. Ibex loves this thing. I think Pokepark is like one of his favorite sets, the cards. Um, but yeah, for a long time, the value for I didn't think I thought they were undervalued, so I just hung on to them. And recently, they've gone up a lot with the awareness being around the new Poke Park that opened up in Japan. So really cool, and I think they're just something that's kind of still a hidden gem of the hobby.
I gotta get the Ho-Oh.
Is there a Ho-Oh?
Yeah, there's a Ho-Oh.
Why am I
Uh,
blanking on it right now?
let's talk about the way you pronounce Suicune.
What did I say?
Suicune.
Suicune.
Does that come from like the Japanese pronunciation?
No, I think Suicune is how you say it in Japanese. I just say Suicune.
Suicune.
But in Japanese, it's Suicune. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
That's what everyone else says.
I just say Suicune. I don't know. Is that weird to say Suicune?
Yeah, man. It's the only it's the only time I've ever heard anyone pronounce it like that. That's like Tangela.
And that's not that bad. Tangela is terrible.
That's arguably that bad.
Tangela is egregious. That's okay. Moving on. Number two.
Okay, my second choice is this Sun and Moon number Black Star number 226 Charizard card. So I think a lot of people do know about this card, but I still think it doesn't really get the love it deserves. Um, it's a really nice Charizard on a Cosmos foil hollow pattern, but if you look closely at the Charizard itself, Charizard has stripes. Like he's got dark striping on his back, his tail, his legs, and he has like a marking on his head. That's because this is Mewtwo's clone Charizard from the first movie. Uh,
That's sick. I didn't know they had this. This is amazing.
yeah, to my knowledge, this is the only like Mewtwo's cloned Pokemon there is on a card. And I saw it a few years ago and I just had to have it. The illustrator is the 2019 Pikachu project. And so there's only 4 cards with the 2019 Pikachu project as an illustrator. 3 of them came in the 2019 collector's chest. So there was this card, there was the armored Mewtwo, and then there's a
Hmm.
Pikachu. And then the 4th one is Japanese only, and it's like Ash and Pikachu. It's a really, really nice card. So yeah, that exists. I think the armored Mewtwo really kind of took the spotlight when these came out, but this creepy looking Charizard is out there. And the description, for anyone who's curious, reads, "This Pokemon was created by Mewtwo to prove that copies can be even more powerful than their originals." So that's my second pick.
That's really cool. I didn't know that card existed. I just looked to see if it was in Japanese because I collect Japanese, and it is.
It has a stamp on it, like the movie logo in Japanese, right?
Yeah, it's the same stamp that's on the, like you said, the armored Mewtwo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool.
And it definitely did take this. The armored Mewtwo definitely took the spotlight because I have the armored Mewtwo, but I didn't know these existed. Um, yeah, I'm gonna look those up after to see if I can get one. So for my second pick, take two, I'm gonna talk about the Pokekune collection. The people are probably familiar with these. They're not anything like super secret or niche now. Like a lot of people are aware of these cards. Are pretty well known. The box prices have gone up like crazy. Like a sealed box of this is like 20,000, I think now.
Oh, what?
It's ridiculous. I think it might be more actually. It's just shot up in the last few months, really really high. But the reason I wanted to bring these up was because of the charms on the side. I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with what these charms mean or if they even have a meaning. And I didn't know this originally at first. I just thought they were really cool cards. They have some unique hollow patterns. Some of them have stars. Some of them have, like this one has snowflakes on it. I don't know if you can see them. It's kind of hard on camera, but some of them have hearts. Some of them have like presents. Um, it's a very small set. I think it's like 32 cards. But these charms on the side right here, like this Charizard has a storybook and then 3 hearts. They all have different meanings. The ribbons, some of them have ribbons that represents extreme cuteness. The hearts means close friend, symbolizes friendship, warmth, and close bonds. A clover means like pureness or innocence. A drop, like a teardrop, represents small sadness, emotional depth, or loneliness, which is really sad. There's a Shroomish card in this set where he's like looking at his reflection in the water, and he just his Shroomish has like this sad face, anyways. But then there's a teardrop on his card, and once I found that out, I'm like, oh, I feel bad for this dude.
Ugly little guy.
Yeah. And then the star means like magnificent battler. They're like a strong Pokemon. And then the storybook, which this Charizard has, I think is like the coolest of the charms because it means that there's another card or other cards that have a connected story to this card. And if you look at the Charmander and Charmeleon, they also have this same trainer, but it's him younger. So the Charmeleon or the Charmander has him as like a little boy, and then the Charmeleon has like him as like a maybe a middle schooler, and then the Charizard, this shows him as like a young adult here, which I think is really cool. And I didn't know if everybody knew about those. I didn't know about that originally when I first found out about the set. I just thought they looked pretty. But another really cool aspect to these cards.
Okay, my final pick isn't actually a card, it's a booster pack. And I have shown this before, but I have new information. To catch everyone up, this is a jungle pack from 1999. But if you look closely, the Pokemon logo is in red, which looks weird. I bought this in 2011. It was one of those purchases I made. This was under 30 bucks at the time. I wish I got more. And so the when I bought it, it was listed as an error. And I believe on PokeGym at the time, that was a general consensus that this red logo was a mistake. And these only went to Australia. Chinese and Korean base set at the time also had a red logo. So the idea was that for some reason, these packs accidentally got the red logo instead of the yellow logo. And I made a video on this a long time ago. Don't watch it. It's an old video of mine, super cringy. But I got an email 2 nights ago from someone who shed some light on this. So this is brand new information. as far as I'm aware of. And I'll just read some of what they sent me. I was in charge of heading up Australian manufacturing of Pokemon back in the day as manager at the lead Australian supplier of Wizard of the Coast. So this guy basically was in charge of getting get, getting Pokemons to Australia, Pokemans. And so he gave me a little bit of insider information. Now it's a long email, so I'm sort of off the cuff going to try and clip out the important parts here. This was a manic time, and Pokemon was the hottest thing on the planet. Retailers could not keep stock. There were around 12 factories worldwide printing Pokemon at the peak. So I thought that was interesting information. 12 factories. He says we produced English product for Australia and Asia, Chinese in both Mandarin and Cantonese, and Korean using print files supplied by Wizards. The Pokemon Red logo was used to signify official international Pokemon product made outside the US and Europe for Asia Pacific territories. It was definitely also due to keeping ahead of fake product being printed in China. So that's basically where we ended up. Originally, we thought it was an error, and then as more information came out, we began to understand that it was a counterfeiting measure. So the idea was that if you're in Australia, look for the red packs because then you know it's authentic. The people who are counterfeiting, uh, since North America got the packs first, then people in Australia and China and Korea, for that matter, were able to pump out fakes really fast. But when the
Mm.
official product comes over, the logo is red. So that was their way of saying, like, don't buy the fake packs, look for the red logo. Now, I don't know if they plan to switch up the color of the logo every set, because,
Yeah.
I mean, that would only work once, right?
Yeah, maybe that
But
was like a temporary fix because like he said in the email, he said it's like a crazy time and they were just trying to print cards to demand. So maybe it was like, hey, let's do this for now. We'll figure it out later.
yeah, but I was always curious about that connection about Australia having red logos when China and Korea
Yeah.
had red logos. So he's telling me, and this is the first time I've heard this anywhere, is that it was basically a way for Wizards to have a visual indication of product that was international and outside of North America. So that's interesting. He goes on to say foil cards were never printed in Australia. So there are also red logo fossil packs, and these are
Yeah.
more
Okay.
desirable because they have a different copyright date on the cards inside. So you can collect first edition fossil, unlimited fossil, and then 2000 print fossil minus the hollow cards.
I thought am I mistaken? But I thought the Australian Red Pack cards are 1999 to 2000 copyright. Doesn't it say like copyright 1999 to 2000 on the bottom? Or is that wrong?
For the Australian red packs, I believe no.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I get this mixed up sometimes, so you might be right. Yeah, he says so the foil cards were only ever printed in the US and one European factory due to security. So they didn't want foil cards being printed all around the world. We received foil cards from the US and packed them out with the other locally made cards. So these also have the cards inside. They have a different glossiness to them. It feels like different card stock.
Hmm.
This is
So
why
there's a way to tell then, like which
Mhm.
cards, like if you were to open that pack, you could tell the difference between you. They
Yes.
wouldn't just like become English like cards from America.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure they get mixed in, but some of us keep track of the glossy ones.
Okay.
And he goes on to explain this is why the fossil foil cards do not have the 2000 copyright date on them. So basically, uh, these guys printed the fossil non-hollows, and then they received the fossil hollows from Wizards to pack in, and then they
Oh,
ship
whoa.
it out. So that's
Okay.
why there's a difference there. He says, as far as cardstock goes, there's two different paper suppliers. One is, I don't know how to pronounce it, ARJO, maybe Arho or Arjo
Arjo.
or Arjo,
Silken.
and Kohler. Kohler, I'm familiar with. And yeah, so he says the difference in card glossiness would be related to the formula used on the water-based coating applied over the final ink printing. He said there's definitely differences between factories, but the formula should be the same for all suppliers. So there he's just saying like, yeah, glossiness varies and it's just kind of it sounds like they didn't have it quite dialed in yet. So I thought that was pretty cool. I got a bunch of my questions answered and I'm allowed to ask him more questions, which I will be doing. But yeah, so that's just some loose ends tied up on the red packs there.
That's an awesome resource to have.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
really cool. And it seems like glossiness and like the either a card having a gloss to it or not having a gloss to it is like a theme throughout Pokemon and how like certain cards were released, and that may be the only difference. Like the Kodokodo IV Pikachu, it's printed in the Kodokodo magazine as like the first TCG Pikachu, and it's a glossy card, I think, and then the other one was a non-glossy card, but they often get mixed up. Even like PSA mixes them up sometimes and mislabels them when there's like a vast difference between those cards, depending on if it's glossy or not. And then there's other cards, but that's interesting that's cool that that guy reached out to you to let you know that.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
And then for my last card, I don't have an example on hand. I'm currently working a deal to try and get this. This is what I was talking about before we got on here recording. I was like, oh, I gotta message this person back. Um,
Mm.
but I call them the poor man's snap cards, and they're the the Pokemon Scramble cards, or in English they're called Pokemon Rumble cards. Um, some people may be familiar with these, but they have that kind of game art, a little derpy. The Zapdos or Zapdos is probably my favorite. It's like a little. Don't even make the the
Zapdos.
judgy. I used to say it as a kid. I used to say Zapdos all the time, and I'm working on it.
I think that's pretty
Uh,
common.
Zapdos is probably my favorite of these cards because he's such a fierce looking Pokemon, but he's so derpy in this. It kind of reminds me of like the DK mode where you got the giant head, that kind of art style. But there's, I think, 18 cards. I can't remember, 16 or 18 cards. And it was actually, these cards were a part of a game board game set. So you played like a board game and you could use the TCG cards in a different way. Let me pull up, there's a graph. Dude, the images of this are terrible. I tried to find a clean image and I could not. All right, so this is the best image I have. It's like 300 pixels or something. But you can see that there's, I think, up to 6 or 7 players could play this game. And I don't know how to play. I'm kind of interested to find out more. I think there's probably some YouTube videos on it. But I think it's really cool that they incorporated the cards in a board game and you could use them in a different way. And that's, yeah, that's it. Were you aware of that they were a part of a board game?
No, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either till I don't know, pretty recently. I just thought they were like a promotional card that came out. But yeah.
Are you working on the complete set then? Minus Pachirisu, Krogunk, and Eevee?
Oh, okay. So yeah, those are good cards to bring up. So yeah, those are the Japanese exclusives. I forget how those were released, but they didn't come out in English. Every other Scramble card came out in the English version called known as Rumble. But the Pachirisu, Eevee, and Krogunk are the Japanese exclusives, and I think the Eevee is like a $20,000 card, maybe more now.
The
Um,
Pachirisu recently sold for I think it was 60,000.
oh no. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
yeah,
there was only like 100 copies of those given out.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are I'm never probably gonna own those. Like the Patrice 100, like a 60, you said? Yeah.
I
The
believe it was
Eevee, I can't even
60.
imagine.
The
Maybe I was
Eevee
looking at
was
old
the
sales.
Pachirisu holds the highest sale of the three
No
for
way,
some
really?
reason. Yeah, yeah. It probably just has like the lowest pop out there or something.
Okay.
Or I mean, those are public sales I was looking at. Perhaps the whole set or the EV has sold privately for more, but yeah, the Pachirisu holds the crown right
I
now.
was looking at how much tens were on eBay, and it looks like a Diglett was like $850 in a 10. And I'm like,
Whoa.
maybe I'll collect nines. Maybe, yeah. And even the nines, I think of the popular cards are like 1,000 or plus, like for most of them. There's the
Damn.
Mewtwo, the Mew, Pikachu. So there's some pretty popular Pokemon with these arts, and they're super unique kind of art styles. But
It's a
yeah,
crazy
not probably
goal.
gonna collect all of them.
So do you want to chit chat a little bit before we get into the news? Tell me what you picked up this week.
I have been buying a lot. So I'm going to be vending again. I vended a couple weeks ago. I talked about that, and
Where's the video, man?
it's on the camera still. It's on the sim the card still. I think I downloaded half of it onto my computer, but I haven't looked at it. A lot of the footage I don't think is going to be worth putting into a video, so I might do a recap experience and talk about my first experience in vending, and then like use it as B-roll. I
That's
I
what
was
I
so
do.
lost in the sauce of just like trying to work deals, and I didn't do the whole like, oh, like show the card to the camera, we're doing a deal with this person. I was just like going talking to the person. So I think I'm just going to use parts of that footage. A lot of the footage it'll probably just be never used, but
It can be a
I
little jarring. I noticed that at this weekend when I bought a card, we like did the deal. I'm like, thanks, man. I hold out my hand and he's like pops in front of his camera and he's like, oh, this we got a ho here for sale to this guy, and thanks for doing business with me. I was like, okay.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
that's what I need to work on, and I totally that went out the window as soon as I started. Like as soon as the doors opened, people just like came to the table and it was nonstop. And I was so, like I said, it was my first vending experience, so I was so wrapped up in trying to like make sure I was pricing things right, comping things, like talking to people. People were coming up and like, "Do you have this card?" Some kids wanted to trade. I did do a trade with a kid. He wanted a Pikachu card, so I had a graded Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, where he's like on the Growlithe, I think.
oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that promo.
It's got a little magnifying glass and stuff.
Yeah, and he wanted to trade with the Espeon from Terrastal ungraded, and I think the Growlithe Detective Pikachu was like a 9. It wasn't like a perfect copy, um, but yeah, it's like as long as your parents are cool with it. I don't know the values on these. Like if your parents are cool with it, then I'm cool with it. If you want like a graded one, he's like, yeah. His dad was cool with it, so we did the trade. But I learned a lot at that show what people wanted, and it wasn't necessarily what I had at the table. So I bought a lot of cards recently. They want vintage. They want like mid-era vintage stuff. So I've been picking up like E series stuff, the Ho-Oh promo. These,
Uh,
yeah, a lot of Charizards. These are the EBB Charizards, Flareon. I got some more shiny collection. Um, just a lot of this stuff is what people were looking for. I think there's a Pikachu from the Shining collection. I got a couple of these.
Love that card.
Yeah, it's this is a really cool card. Um, so I've been buying a lot to be able to like, I don't know, get my name out there and be known as the guy that has these cards at these shows. Another thing that I was gonna probably use as one of these niche cards that people were looking for was the Japanese band cards. So like the Moo Moo Milk. I people were looking for these at the show. These slot machine cards. Those were another one. This is another. It says card game, but I think this was a band art as well. So I've been having fun. Shopping's fun. Looking for these cards, but that's about it. I think. I don't know. Yeah, nothing else really. What about you?
I went to Collectopia this weekend.
Ah, yes. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was good. I've talked about it in a video on my channel and in the Discord lots, so I don't want to repeat myself too much, but overall it was a lot of fun. It was pretty nerve-wracking for me because I wasn't just like attending a show, I was like a public figure. Like my face was up on the screens and I had a meet and greet and an interview and stuff like that. So that was that's quite the experience because I'm a very introverted, kind of like stay-at-home person. I don't really do social stuff, so like going to the event itself would have made me nervous, but instead I like went as a public figure, which was super jarring for me. Yeah, I laid pretty low though. I kind of like I missed out on a lot of stuff, and I chose some of it willingly, some of it not willingly. But yeah,
Did
I
you have a
laid.
disguise on?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Although I dressed kind of weird the first day. um, yeah, I laid pretty low. I didn't get myself involved in too many things. So that helped me. I think if I was like really getting involved in all the activities and and there's other creators filming content. That would have been too much for me. I ducked out early both days because I was just so tired. I was so tired. Um,
What was your like I guess favorite part of it? Do you have like a favorite part or
I think
experience?
the card museum was my
Yeah,
favorite part. Like that was crazy. I saw almost all the snap cards, Trophy King, Ishihara GX, Pokemon Illustrators, First Edition Charizards, uncut sheets. I
like
saw the
cards we would never see.
pre-release.
Maybe some people will
Yeah,
never see them in person. Yeah.
the pre-release Raichu. There's only 3 in the world.
What?
Yeah, that was awesome. So many things. There's like a dozen Black Lotuses plus the original Black Lotus artwork,
That's
which was
crazy.
wild to see. There was a PSA 10 no rarity Charizard, a complete base set actually, hollows no rarity. Just like, dude, just everything you could think of, pretty much.
Was it
Pretty,
Dubsy's set?
yeah. Dubsy's set was there.
Oh, okay. Was
Yeah,
Dubsy there?
yes, he did a face reveal.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
And then I met a whole bunch of people I wanted to meet, like Gary and TCA Gaming and Gem and Pokemon and Pat Flynn, Deep Pocket Monster and some other
Pillars of the
people.
hobby.
Yeah, yeah, it is cool. The vendor hall was absolutely insane. I've never felt claustrophobic in my life until then. There was one part where I like totally got gridlocked in
No
like a whole
way.
bunch of people. Yeah, I was like, and I was on my way to get food because I was totally breaking down. I like hadn't eaten. I was feeling hangry, and I just like got stuck in this crowd, and I was like, move.
Let me out.
But yeah, it's
That's
like,
uh that's one of those things where I'm like, I'd rather, I know they probably had some crazy cards there and stuff you could probably pick up that you wouldn't be able to normally, but when it gets to that point, I'm like, I'd rather go to like a local show or something quiet that doesn't have as much to offer, but I could find maybe one or two things that I kind of like. It just the experience is a lot for me when I'm going to like those kinds of things.
yeah. And on the way home, it's about a 4 to 5 hour drive home. We stopped at I think 4 different little Pokemon shops. It was so much
Nice.
better. Like, that's totally my jam, just asking to see a binder and then flipping through a bulk bin. It was so much better. Also, I could afford those. That was such a high-end show. Like, the tables you would go up to, and I'm just looking for, like, interesting cards, I was looking for that Meowth, which was around
Mhm.
$100, and instead, you're finding, like, first edition Charizard. Some guy had just, like, a Black Lotus just, like, chilling there. One guy had a trophy card labeled $252,000. There were
Just
Black
sitting there.
Label Poncho Pikachus, just like the most intense stuff, just chilling. And it
How
was
was the
like,
security for this place? Was there like visible security?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's
Security
great.
wasn't
Yeah.
easy to get through either. And so I guess they ran out of creator passes, which sounds silly because I mean they know how many creators they invited,
They
right?
should.
So they just gave me the like the like lowest tier wristband instead. And so like the security was like extra hard for me because I was constantly trying to go places I wasn't supposed to go with my wristband. And I
That's
like,
funny.
yeah, and oh man, they were
It's probably terrible. Not
disorganized.
funny in the moment, but just looking back, that's like an experience in its own on its own.
It was a like crazy big event. So I don't blame them for being disorganized like at all. I totally understand. But yeah, when I got there, I had no ticket or anything. And then my friend who I brought with me, who was on my team, we were not clear if he was going to get in for free. So I ended up getting the number of one of the guys organizing it, calling him. He sent a guy down to take us up and all this stuff. But going through security was like a 3-step process. No food or drinks allowed. So people were having their like Gatorades confiscated and stuff like that. And every time I'm like, I'm actually a creator. You got to believe me. Like, especially like going into the meet and greet. I'm supposed to do a meet and greet at 2, and I go in and they're like, put their hand up, and I'm like, no, I'm up next. And they like look at me, and I'm like, look over there. I'm on the TV.
I
Like,
feel like that's a scene from a movie I've seen before. He's like,
yeah.
It's me, trust me."
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. But no, it was overall, it was a pretty good time. It was really overwhelming. It was really wild. But yeah, there was just like everywhere you went, there was stuff happening. People were like cheering and yelling as packs were being opened. Just stuff going crazy everywhere.
Do you feel like more bullish on Pokemon after that experience, seeing like how crazy everything is and how exciting everything is, and people like with all these big collectors coming together? Or do you feel like any different?
Um, no, I feel the
No.
same.
Oh, okay.
However, I did like kind of catch myself reflecting on seeing all these cards, like the University Magikarp and the Snap cards are non-holos, and I think we kind of forget that. And then like the Trophy
Yeah.
King and Ishihara GX and even the Pokemon Illustrator, like I was expecting like a wow when I laid my eyes on them, but
It's
really I
just
was
another
like,
card.
yeah, it's really just another card. Yeah, I was kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of hit with this um
Reality
what's
check.
yeah, reality check.
I've
This
been having that too lately, where I'm seeing these prices of these cards going for millions of dollars, and we'll show some in the news later. And I'm like, it's just cardboard, really. It's crazy where we've come. Thinking about it's something so fragile too, like it could go burn down in a fire. Hopefully you don't have like a $10 million card. You have it protected, but it's just cardboard. It's every so often I reflect back on that and like remind myself, or there's something that reminds me of that.
And so I was speaking to Jesse, who's helping run the event, and he told me that this might be a biannual thing. So they're going to try and do one in the summer as well. So it's going to be two Collectopias per year, but
Okay.
it's going to be two different formats. So the one I just went to was the Hall of Fame. So they had nominees and they inducted someone into the Hall of Fame with a big ceremony and stuff. And then the summer Collectopia is going to be more creator focused. So it's going to be sort of like a creator Hall of Fame, but not as prestigious or anything like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try to attend them all. Uh, Jesse said he thinks that I'd be up getting an award and stuff, and I was like, no, 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 no. Like
No,
for
no, no,
real.
I'm
If I was like
good.
for real, no. Like, like,
I'll accept it on your behalf.
super respectfully, no, thank you. It's like I had a hard enough time just being there. I'm
I could write your award speech. I'm pretty good at writing. If you Oh
Thank you,
man.
everybody. I brought my friend Shug up here to read a quick poem.
Oh dude, I would love to go that one time. If that is like a biannual thing, I would love to make a trip out there. I've been wanting to go back to the card parties and stuff in the West to see like people that I've known from like online or other content creators, but I've never seen in person. So that'd be fun to do that one time.
I
Maybe we
would
could
say
even
it's
do like
worth it.
a record an episode in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. There were a lot of people there that I recognized. There were even some people I couldn't remember who they were, unfortunately. But like I was just recognizing so many faces and like I don't know, it was just it was crazy. I don't want to ramble on too much though.
Now, that sounds really cool. That's awesome that you had that experience.
Yeah. I was definitely outside of my comfort zone, but like in a good way. The drive home, I was like, I have to do that more because I was so nervous. Clearly, I have to do that more. Okay, let's cover the news for the week. We got
Yeah.
a few interesting things happened. First thing before we get started, I just wanted to say, um, the Pokemon Super Bowl commercial
Yeah. What do
was
you think about that?
I didn't watch it. I
Oh, you
saw
didn't see
like
it at all?
I saw a clip. Yeah. Well, it was during Collectopia, which was a lot of people complained about. um, yeah, so nothing big revealed. Let's just say that. No Pokemon card announcements during the Super Bowl. It was more of a marketing thing.
Yeah, I think people were like really disappointed that they didn't see anything new or any like something revealed special, but um I think that's exactly what it was. It was like they took people from different like genres of fame and we're like, insert here, tell me your favorite Pokemon. And then they're just trying to appeal to maybe more wide audience and get people like, oh, Lady Gaga fans, Lady Gaga likes Jigglypuff. You should like Jigglypuff maybe too, or something. Um, Other than that, I think it was like the 20th anniversary commercial was way better. It had all these Easter eggs and stuff that were in this, and this was just kind of a generic, like marketing thing. You said,
Yeah, so that's what we said we expected last week. I just wanted to
yeah,
tie up that loose end.
yeah. And then we had some cards revealed. This is a Chinese exclusive Carmine art. We had the Carmine art right here from Twilight Masquerade, I think.
Mhm.
I think it's Masca Change in Japanese, but Twilight Masquerade in English. And this one is, I think, really cool. I like the one from Twilight Masquerade. It's really cool, but I like this new Chinese exclusive art as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's nice. I like Chinese exclusives.
Yeah. And then this you brought up last week, and we got some reveals, or a couple weeks ago maybe you brought up the first partner illustration collections.
So 9 cards in these booster packs. What was the format here? There's how
So I think there's three
many
waves they're gonna
how,
do. They're gonna
how many
release it in three
cards are in a
waves.
pack?
Oh, I don't know how many are in a pack.
I forget already. I think it was just 3. I think it was
I don't
just
know if it
3.
says. Yeah, maybe.
And there's 9 cards in total. So we have the Gen 1 starters, the Gen 4 starters, and those starters.
Gen 7, I
Gen
think. I think this
7.
is Sun and Moon, yeah.
Okay.
Um yeah, what do you think about the cards? A lot of people are like, "Oh my god, these are the best cards ever." Because of what's in the background, like all this like game art from the original games.
Yeah, I would say n- neutral for me. Maybe a little above neutral. Like I like them, but I'm not feeling FOMO over this. I definitely would be upset if I didn't get a couple packs though.
Yeah, I was kind of like everybody else. The first reaction was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" It's like a nostalgia bomb on a card. But then I started looking at the cards, and I feel like it's not. It's unique and it's different, but it just doesn't connect. Like it's just the Pokemon's like copy pasted over the card almost.
Yeah, they feel like stickers.
Yeah. Like the Pokemon looks like a sticker placed on this card, and it's just a weird like layout and design for the card.
Yeah,
It's cool though.
it doesn't feel like the Pokemon's in an environment. It feels like it's like being featured on top of a poster or something.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd have been cooler if they took like the older like rookie cards of these Pokemon like Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and you had like they had like generic backgrounds like the Windows 98 background, whatever. If they like redid those, like took that same art from the Pokemon, but then like made the background art more environmental, like they were in some kind of scene, would have been
Mhm,
really cool.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's unique, it's different, it's something to change it up, I guess, a bit.
They're definitely good. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Next, this was some news that happened in Japan. Tokyo police arrested two Vietnamese people for illegally making accounts or making fraudulent accounts on the Pokemon Center and then buying lots and lots of product. Um, I think they go through like the specifics of how many cards or how many dollars they made off of this, but Japan taking this kind of activity pretty seriously. They're already trying to like do their best to limit the amount of products per person and people taking advantage of I guess doing it in a fraudulent way to get gain the system, or they're not letting that happen anymore. There's a lot of these Pokemon Center Tohoku boxes, those the ones that came out pretty recently. Just I don't know how many are there, but a lot.
I saw probably that many at Collectopia, by the way. Those
Oh
things
really?
were
Wow. Okay.
everywhere.
There's a lot of them out. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Even though everybody wasn't able to get one, or it seems like people weren't able, like there's still people that were like, "Man, I never got one." There is a lot.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Did you see the $18 million offer on the Snap cards?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, there was it all the snap cards or
Yes. So this was, uh, shoot, what's this guy's name?
I have no idea.
I feel bad, I forgot. He has the world's only complete Snap collection, and he was offered $18 million for.
Beam Card Shop on
That's right.
Instagram.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I think the Pikachu
Was 10
was like
million.
10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which would be a like an all-time record. And there was other cards that were higher than the Pikachu Illustrator, like the offer for the cards. I think there was like one for like 7 million.
Probably the Magikarp.
Yeah. Which I think they're well worth that. Compare if you comparing them to the Pikachu Illustrator because there's not as many as the Pikachu Illustrator. It's like
Yeah.
15 to 20 copies per card, right?
15 to 20 per card. However, both Pikachu and Magikarp have only one known copy.
Yeah. Yeah, one known. Yeah, that's exactly right. And who knows if that's because people actually just have them in their collection still, or they were lost to, they were destroyed or thrown away or whatever, damaged to the point they're just, yeah. Um, that's pretty crazy. Like how rare they are, and just the
Yeah.
fact that that's like a $18 million buyout for that collection is wild.
I saw the yeah, I saw his comments that like he woke up to an $18 million offer and he was like, "Holy crap." Like that's crazy. But when I see that the Snap Pikachu someone offered 10 million for it, I'm like, "Yeah." Like I didn't hesitate. I'm like, "Yeah, that's how much that card is worth." I feel like there's only one in the world and it's a Pikachu and it's like got all of this like historical culture behind it. Yeah, man. It's like the Pikachu Illustrator doesn't feel like a $10 million card to me, especially because it's because PSA said so. Um, but
Yeah, when you start comparing, like, so 10 million is a lot. Some people might like, that's crazy. No card is worth 10 million. But then if you compare it to the Pikachu Illustrator that sold for 5 million and then others have sold for millions as well, then you look at like the pops on them and there's only one known in existence. And you're like, oh, that 10 million is definitely worth it.
yeah,
Comparatively speaking.
yeah, yeah. For cardboard,
Yeah.
that's insane. But yes,
Yeah.
yeah, relative to the other big sales, like I feel like the Snap Pikachu and the Magikarp are worthy of that. You know,
Yeah, I think so.
what else we
Um,
got?
PSA raised their prices and like changed their turnaround times to be more accurate to what's actually happening, I think. Um,
I'm seeing a lot of comments like, "Oh, it's about time," or "Oh, we saw this coming." Didn't they raise their prices last year?
yeah, they've been raising their prices, I
Yeah,
think.
it's like yeah.
And it's people are like really upset about it and they're like, well, why are they doing this? But it's like, it's obviously because they can't keep up with the demand. They're getting way too many submissions, not getting enough. They even have a chart, I think, on their website where it shows the input of how many people are submitting cards and then the output for like daily grading. And it's just not matching. And the disparity between those two lines is growing more and more. And so the reason they're raising their prices, they said, is because we just can't keep up with demand. And so raising the price, naturally, people are not going to submit. Um, and that's so we can, get the cards out in time, more reflective of what we're putting on our website. It's like $3 more, I think, for the English PSA or the PSA in the US, but for Japan,
I
it's
believe it was $5 more.
oh, was it? I thought it was three.
I
Um,
read 5, but I mean, internet's not honest, so who
Here, I
knows?
have it right here. So it says value bulk is $21.99 to $24.99. The value is, so if you, I guess value is $5 increase. So I think value bulk might be for like members,
Okay.
maybe, and then value is but yeah, everything's going up. And then they have the
So it was
turnaround times are
$5.
increased like by 5 days too.
Okay, so everything went up by $5 except for value bulk, which went up by $3. And then
Yeah, which I don't think is that bad.
turnaround time was like another 5 days.
Yeah, and then the Japanese website, I think the price went up for value bulk went up by like 1,000 yen, so closer to like $6 or $7.
Yeah, in Canadian that'll be more like a $6 or $7 increase per card.
Yeah, But
which
and I
was
think the
crazy.
turnaround time is like 120 days for the Japanese bulk.
Do you
It's
think
like
in a few
vastly
years
different.
we're gonna look back on these cert numbers and just know that these cards were graded hastily?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've seen like patterns of like where people say like 2 or 4 certs in PSA, like the old 2 or 4 certs are just not the tens are not tens now. Um, they were graded a lot less strictly, then a lot less consistently, and then the six certs from like 2021 2022 timeframe, those were like kind of known as like they were graded really hard. And then in between until like maybe this last 6 months or so, I think it was they loosened up a bit, and now it seems like they're going back to that where they're being more strict. And that's all anecdotal, but I feel like it's somewhat true. We can see examples from those periods.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? I don't know. You don't do too much grading, but have you noticed anything with like when you look at graded cards?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've got some cards that I think are misgraded. You know, they're too high or
Yeah.
they're too low. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let's not get into it, man. It grading silly. I wanted to maybe grade my Latios Gold Star at Collectopia because Tag was there doing on-site grading and they had like a 1 day turnaround time. Like you pick it up before you leave.
Ooh.
But they were just swamped. Every time I walked by, there's like 2 or 3 people waiting, and I was like, ah, you know what? I don't. It was just for fun. So
I think I've seen tag slabs a lot. I'm on the tag Facebook group, and then I follow a few people that are um, like fans of tag. It seems like a lot of their cards now are recently having like premiums over the PSA counterpart.
hmm,
I think it's not all the time, but more frequently I see it happening, or at least hear people talking about it. So tag might be a good option, especially for something like a gold star that's rare that a lot of people aren't putting in tag slabs. You might get even a higher premium because there's those diehard tag fans. There is some crazy diehard tag fans. They can't just like tag and be okay with that. They need you to like tag as well. Um, but yeah, that might be a good option if you want to get it graded. They look
yeah,
tag
that's a
slabs
good
look
point.
nice.
I think they're the best looking slabs. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
they look
sure,
really good.
for sure. Should we move on to listener questions?
Yeah, we got 3 questions this week. Shout out to the people that left some questions in the comments. Anytime, every episode, we go over these questions. So if you have questions for us next week, put them in the comments right now. The first question is from Platypus. She said, "Do either of you have any plans to go to Poke Park or want to go?"
No,
No plans, or don't want to go, or both?
both. I mean,
Did you
if
want
I'm
to go
in,
before you saw pictures of Poke Park?
if I'm in, like, if I'm in the area, I'm obviously going to go. Like,
Hmm.
it looks cool, but I wouldn't plan my trip around it. I don't think. You know, I think
Yeah.
there's things I'm more interested in, and then I would only go if it was not an inconvenience. Does that make
Yeah, I
sense?
think, yeah, I think if you're outside of Japan, travel's expensive. So if it was a part of a bigger trip you were making to Japan, you're like, hey, I'm going to be there anyways. Let me spend a day at Poke Park. You could probably do it in half a day, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but it's not, it seems like more for like content or like pictures or it's not really like there's a couple rides there, I think, but it doesn't seem like a theme park to me from what I've seen
No.
online.
Yeah, what about
It's,
you, Platty? Are you gonna go? I know you go to Japan every now and then.
yeah, I was trying to get into the early entrance. Like there was a lottery for tickets, but I forgot to enter to get
Oh,
the lottery for it, and so I just haven't bought tickets to go yet. But maybe once it settles down, maybe sometime this year, I'll probably end up going because I plan to make a few trips to mainland for card shopping, and I want to go visit Ibex in mainland too. Maybe go card shopping with him. So maybe we'll make a trip to Poke Park as well.
cool.
Yeah.
What's up
Um,
next?
Next, we got Squirtle Collection asked Mega Mewtwo X or Mega Mewtwo Y. Same for Charizard. I grew up with Y, so I'm kind of biased.
This is tough, man. I
I'm gonna
feel
bring up some
actually
pictures.
okay. I actually feel pretty good about the both Charizards. Uh, I like them both. Is is
I like this
X?
picture. Mewtwo Z.
That's pretty
Frieza.
good. I yeah, it's tough, man. I don't like either of them.
I don't like X. X looks stupid to me. I actually like Y. I don't like his feet though. He's got eggplants for toes.
Yeah, they decided to just altogether remove the PP fingers.
Yeah, and replaced with eggplants.
That's understandable.
I like Y
Um,
though, much better than X. X kind of looks dumb to me.
they both look dumb to me. I think I might have to side with Y as well. Y feels a little too much like Mew.
Uh, I guess it's more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's pretty different, but it's I guess more Mew esque.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Charizard X versus Y. Are these the only two Pokemon with X and Y versions?
Raichu
Oh,
has.
Raichu, yeah, now it's got an eBay listing
Why
here. I
is
don't know
one
what they're doing.
shiny though? What's the deal with that?
I don't think it is. I think it's just the colorway. I wonder what shiny Mega Charizard X looks like.
Oh, okay. So there's a shiny version of a black and blue Charizard.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Mega
okay. That's
Charizard
ridiculous.
X shiny. It just goes back to its regular color. Oh, it's like a green.
Is that right? Okay.
Oh, and then okay, so it has an original shiny that's like a turquoise, and then it says a recolored shiny. I don't know if that's actual or fan. It looks like green might be the.
Okay, that's wild.
That's kind of
That's
cool. That's like the Dragonite, no colorway.
yeah, I don't think the Dragonite gets red wings.
No, no, no. But I'm talking about like that green.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Wow. Okay. Um I like them both. It's kind of like the opposite of Mewtwo here. I like both designs.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which one I like better. I almost think I was prepared to say X, but looking at it, I think I kind of like Y better.
I do too. I don't like that X looks like he's choking on cotton candy.
I don't like the shape of the wings on X. I don't know
Yeah,
why
me
they
neither.
gave it like feather shapes. That's a little weird. The Y looks more like a traditional like fantasy dragon.
That's what. Yeah, I like that about him. It doesn't go too far from Charizard's like original style. It just makes it more Charizard almost.
More dragon.
Yeah, more dragon. Even though he's
Hmm.
a flying type and not a dragon
Yeah,
type.
yeah.
I kind of hate that he's not a dragon type.
Charizard's not a dragon. That's a no-no. Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting. That was a good question. Thanks for that. Do we have
yeah.
one more?
We have one more from Braden Groom said, Shug, how many likes for you to get a first edition stamp tattoo? And I answered it in the comments. I said 100. So whatever video gets 100 likes or whenever that happens, I'll get a first edition stamp tattoo.
Any video?
Any of our videos.
Oh, so then it's like inevitable. Eventually, we're gonna get 100. I mean, I hope.
Yeah, eventually. I think we've gotten up to like 40 or 50. So it's not too far out of the realm of possibility within this year, maybe.
Okay, cool,
Hopefully.
cool.
Um, I don't know. I think it'll be like a good ass tat, a first edition stamp.
Oh, like right between your cheeks?
No, 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 no. That is not happening.
Is that not what Nastat is?
No, like on a cheek, on a butt cheek somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
I can
bullseye.
have I'll have my wife do it. So we have a tattoo gun here at the house. And I'll have her do it, and then we could maybe record it and put it on. I don't know if we can show that on YouTube.
I wouldn't.
I
I
would.
when I was younger, I planned to get a Ash with Pikachu behind him from Pokemon Yellow.
Okay.
And I never got that, and now I feel like it's too mainstream.
Yeah, Pokemon tattoos are. Do you have any Pokemon tattoos or no?
Uh, do I? No, I don't.
I have a Pikachu. Have you seen my Pikachu?
No. Wait,
Oh
wait, where
man,
is it?
it's on my ankle.
Okay, show us.
All right, it's So my wife did this. Let me see if I can get this up here. Uh,
Okay. Very nice.
it's you can tell it's a home tattoo.
Mhm. Mhm. No
That's
color, hey? Just one cheek?
I think there's like one cheek that's red. Like I said, this was yeah, we had a couple drinks and I was like, yeah, I want a Pikachu tattoo, and she's like, okay. But I like it. It's like a derpy Pikachu. I don't think it was meant to be a derpy Pikachu. She was like, I could do Pikachu, and then it just turned out to be a derpy Pikachu.
Was that her first tattoo?
Yeah, I believe that was the first tattoo she did. We didn't really look at any YouTube videos or anything. I was just like, yeah, I've seen my art tattoo artist do this, so let's do it.
That's funny. That was
Yeah.
episode 19 of the Weekly Weedle.
Ooh, 20 next week.
20 next week. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to leave a question in the comments. Sometimes we just answer ridiculous questions, sometimes more serious stuff. I don't know. I like the questions that are like the more like philosophical ones.
Fantasy. Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, what booster box would you
Oh,
like
those
if
are
you could
good
own
too.
any?
Yeah, those are
Yeah, I
good
like
too.
those.
Those are good too. And we would also like you guys to participate. If you know, you also have a number of likes you would require for first edition tattoo, leave that in the comments. Anyways, thank you
Yeah.
for watching, and you can catch us next week.
Peace.